I actually recall in your book you mentioned that designers also have a responsibility to give back to the data collection, right? To ask better questions so that the data team... Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think if you think about it, like, here's a really dumb example, but if you created a design that has a huge button on it, like obviously the data that you collect, like that design is going to influence the data that you're going to collect, right? And you have to be aware of what your design does to collect that data. And I think it's more about really understanding what it is that you want to learn and think about crafting designs not to ship them to the customer, but crafting designs to help you learn as much as possible about the customer and what you want to understand about them.
Yeah.
It's a very subtle nuance, but if you're thinking that I'm going to ship this just to get it out so you can use it, I'll probably spend more time on different things, like polishing different aspects of it. But if I'm trying to ship to understand if you would rather do this or that, then I would probably craft designs that are very different from each other. One that is optimized for case A and one that is optimized for case B. And then seeing the results from that, I'm going to learn something back.
So it seems like in order for that to work, you have to have an iterative culture, right? They couldn't think that first design solution was the solution if your goal is to learn.
I guess what I would say is like one thing that we have to be careful about too is like iterative is true. But I think that sometimes people take iterative and they mean that only means you're going like small tweak, right? And I think we also want to make sure that people don't think that when you're working with data, you can only make small steps. You know, you have to also do like large scale concept testing and do different things. So the part of iterative that is important to remember is that this isn't just one ship and I'm done. It's the first in a series of things that I will be shipping and we'll be learning along the ways. And then I start to think about like, okay, in this first stage of shipping, here's what's most important for me to learn first. Then if I get this answer back, I might go in this direction. And if I go and get this answer back, I might go in a different direction, right? So I'm already pre-thinking about what those next steps might be. Then I get the answer back and I go, oh, wow, that's interesting. It was more this one that was correct. Okay, now I'm going to make sure I design for this space and see where in that I want to go. Oh, found, and forks again and again. So I think it's more thinking about the serial nature. And remember we were talking about that conversation? Conversation isn't like you just tell me one answer and then I go, thanks, and I walk away.
It's two-way.
It's two-way, and it continues.
And sometimes the different routes it can go with a statement.
Right. You say, I like action movies, and then I go, oh, really?
She does, or she doesn't. Let's see where this goes.
Right. And then I go, oh, yeah, me too. I like this. Oh, yeah, okay. And then we start to build on that. But if I said, you said, I like action movies, like, yuck, that's awful. Then you would say, like, okay, I'm going to go this direction instead, right? And that starts to inform your next steps.